more straightforward.
Okay.
But so basically, the principle here is to identify which portion of the reference kind of duplicates. Right?
Okay.
So in the case of the rim, we've got the blank on what's called the little arm thing.
Yeah.
And in the case of the ashtray, we've got basically like the little divot detail, right?
Okay.
So the goal is to start off with the main volume. So in this case, like if we ignored the little arm bits,
Yeah.
And start getting that shape to fall in line, isolate that repeating detail.
Okay.
And in this case, we can actually break it down pretty easily with just math, right? It's 360 degrees in a circle.
Yeah.
We need it divisible by 5, so we just take that by 5 and cut that bit out.
Yeah.
Half of it, because we work with symmetry, right? Model
Yeah.
half mirror.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Model it some more. Finish the detail. And then at this point, once you set your pivot in the center, we can just take it and reduplicate it around.
And you, how do you go about duplicating and then spinning it around when you?
So in this case, I did. I should have done the math first.
Because I know how to duplicate like a single object in the sense of like clicking on the edit and then duplicating, but to actually it gets me like to spin around so it's perfect.
Yeah. So in this case, much like the revolve, it all comes down to where your pivot point is. So here I snap the pivot to that vert in the center.
Yeah. What? How do you usually go about snapping again? You.
So D to enter edit pivot mode, and then in this case you can use V as in Victor to snap that vert.
Oh, and you move the cursor. The cursor proceeds like it goes before the actual.
Yeah. So if I take this one, let's actually go to. Well, here we'll move this kind of not there. Move it wherever, so it's way out of the way. So it's going to be D to enter at a pivot. We're going to put the cursor where we want it to go. We can actually zoom in here if we want to.
Yeah.
Hold V as in Victor, middle click, and then just a little wiggle. It's going to snap right there.
Okay, and that's usually how it happens. Okay.
And tap D again. It's going to exit in edit pivot mode. And then in this case, I'm going to hit Shift D. And you can duplicate normally, but Shift D allows us a little bit of a benefit.
Okay, so Shift D is like it duplicates right there. It doesn't go like anywhere else.
Well, so it's going to duplicate right there, but the benefit here is going to be that once you get that first one, I can just hit Shift D again, and it's going to do the transformation again.
Nice.
And again, and again.
Okay.
And then once you get there, you can take all of these and combine them, right? Mash combine.
Okay.
And then we just going to merge vert to make sure that those seams are sealed up.
Wait, do you merge? Wait, when you merge the vertices, do you hit merge to center?
So in this case,
because when I was closing the holes on my objects from yesterday, I had to when I hit merge, it didn't do anything. When I hit merge to center, it closed up the holes perfectly.
Yeah. So in that case, it's going to depend on kind of what you're merging. With the holes of your revolve, I would merge to center because you want everything just as one vert.
Oh, so you were supposed to select the vertices because what happened was I selected edges. That's what I was working with, the edges.
Well, and with if we have, let's just make a cylinder real quick. If we have a cylinder with a hole in it, and we grab the edges and go to merge it, we can still merge, but the trick is that the threshold needs to be bigger.
Yeah, and then you get that.
And so it gets a little weird, but
and that's what happened to me. So
in this case, we can either convert, so command right click, to vertices to vertices.
Okay.
But honestly, with this, I always just use merge to center because it's going to seal it up with no headaches.
Okay then, nice.
But in the case of our rim, if we use merge to center,
so when you were making this, did you start out with an actual cylinder? And that's how you kind of attacked.
This cylinder.
Yeah. So that. But you had to kind of mold that, correct? You had to make.
Correct. Yeah. Just take a cylinder, turn up the divisions. Right. In this case, it's we got 40 divisions around instead of that default 20. Turn up the divisions, and then it's really just come in here. And
now, if I wanted to use yesterday's method that we had learned, could that also work? Possibly.
To make this shape, yeah.
To make that shape, okay.
Yeah, you could take a revolve to build this shape. And then just basically start the process down the road.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about doing something like that, but I'll probably work with a cylinder then. So is there a restroom in this upper level?
Yeah.
Okay.
Assuming you use it, right?
Yeah, I was hoping to use it. So
It's just gonna be back in the corner there.
Yeah.
And you just.
So are you gonna be busy later on, or are you doing something later on?
When?
Because if I were to like work up here, would that be kind of an issue?
If you only want to work for like a half hour, maybe an hour, it's fine. If you're looking to like spend the day up here, then it's problematic because there's obviously.
Yeah. No. Like an hour is probably all I need.
Yeah. I do have a meeting with the student online at 12:30, so as long as you're done before then perfect. Cool.
So an hour is all I need to get assistance on this at 12.
Cool.
Alright, so let me get started on this. So, how many lectures should we be covering tomorrow besides lectures 9? I think we have to also work on that geometry thing.
Tomorrow is going to be. We're going to start with the problem geometry breakdown, and then I think we'll just be getting through this one.
Yeah.
But
so we'll be given an example, and then from that example, we'll then have to work on our own to complete the geometry issues.
For the problem geometry, we're basically going to be going through and breaking down all the different kinds of problem geometry. And then if we have time in class, we'll work through an example file. And then for the problem geometry exam, it's another file with some new objects in it that you'll be expected to kind of go through and solve on your own.
Okay.
That being said,
but we'll be given skills beforehand to then we can.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
And I usually solve that file in front of the class too.
Okay.
Not necessarily as a follow along, just so you can kind of see the way I approach it and how I clean it.
Okay. Yeah, I might do that follow along because if I can complete my toaster oven and pots today, I can take care of that tomorrow, and then between Friday and Saturday, just work on the knife, the cutlery set.
Cool.
Yeah. So let me start off with the cylinder here. Might want to expand that. Let's see here. I'm going to shrink that down to about there. Okay then, so now we're going to okay, so let's click on face mode. What's a faster way to duplicate an object again?
Control D.
Control D. Okay. Alright. Because I was kind of thinking about starting with like the basic, like what it is essentially, and then kind of from there, then breaking it down, kind of like what you did with the wheel part.
Okay.
So, how is this coming out so far?
So far, so good.
Okay, excellent. That's what I need to hear. Okay, let's just probably. Yeah, I think if I highlight those.
collaboration and video have always been valuable tools for training.
If I want to, like, enlarge the number of edge loops that I want to install, I would go here, correct?
Yeah, if you're looking to drop in multiple edge loops.
Okay, so where would I go to then, like, do that? Would I put multiple edge loops?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, I think I'm going to keep it at 2. I'm just going to pull this over here and just go here and see what happens. It's actually looking good. Okay. And if I hit reset tool, it'll just
set it back to the defaults.
Okay, then. Excellent. Okay, so now that.
Bob, how you doing this Marcus? I missed your call? Awesome. So that means you got it right the first time, right? Good job. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Wait a minute, am I supposed to
Oh, wow.
connect all the edges and make it a solid object before I can start duplicating?
No. If you do
Because-
that, when you duplicate it, you're going to end up with internal geometry.
So I can't. No, I'm not talking about like filling the hole. I'm talking like connecting all the like merging them, to,
Nice.
like close it up if you will. Because what happened was I clicked here, and when I hit
I think so, yeah.
Control D, I got that.
Yeah, so you need to select an object mode.
Oh,
Okay.
so I have to. Oh, now
Okay,
if I hit
so,
Control
what do we need
D
to do from this point?
and just rotate it, it'll
Mhm.
then give me what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Actually, it's starting to look. It's not bevel. I'll have to bevel it afterwards, but it's actually
Okay.
starting to look pretty.
Well, do we
Close.
have anything
Oh, wait, I think I
PDF-wise that I can, since we
Huh.
know that it's approved.
Oh, wait
I
a
can
minute.
go
What if I
to
just
the,
kind of
to
do
the
that?
contractor that's going to be doing the work, so they can
Oh.
write up our estimate?
Because it's kind of like a cross almost. I'm trying to get the cross down.
Yeah, that works. All right, so
Let's
I'm just going to
see.
write it
I
out
think it's
to
starting to
you
look
like last
a
time,
little better actually.
and then you'll pay him.
So
Okay.
let me hit
So
Control
we got
D.
450.
Just rotate
Cool,
this.
yeah. Okay, so yeah. All right, so I'll get the check out in the mail tonight because I won't be able to do it until I get home. And then, will you be emailing a PDF of it? Okay, so you'll email me a PDF, and then when you get the actual, because I'm sure that's going to take like a week for them to get their stuff together, and then you'll mail all the original stuff once you get the check. Awesome. Okay, so I'll be watching my email tomorrow morning, and so I can get it over to them, and we'll go from there. Very cool. I appreciate it, and yeah, definitely let me know if you need any of that other imagery stuff done. Yeah. Well, don't zoom in on it, because then you'll see that I just sampled the shingles. Yeah. Awesome. All right, sounds good. I appreciate it. All right, take care. You too. there. This is Marcus Garcella. Just wanted to give you an update on the roofing plans. Just got off the phone with the architect. Said the engineer has approved everything. I should be getting a PDF emailed to me today, and then final drawings probably early next week. So, if you could please give me a call back, 407-497-9950. Thank you.
Alright, I think I have my ashtray. So I think what I just need to do now is just... wait, am I supposed to, what's that word? Am I supposed to combine everything in order? Okay. So let me go to object mode and just go to mesh, combined. Okay, so now that it's one thing, if I go in here, I should be able to, wait a minute. Oh man, so I'm going to go in here, what I was trying to do is get that curve, because it curves in. So how would you go about doing that?
So, I mean, you combined it, but
Yeah.
they're still separate
Parts?
islands, right?
Okay.
So you have to merge everything down before you can go in and like start doing those kind of things.
So if I go, so it's combined, do I want to hit edit mesh merge?
Yes, you're going to want the verts first.
Oh, so I'm going to have to go here instead.
And then just grab all the verts and...
Oh, so highlight it?
Mhm.
Okay. Now if I hit mesh, edit mesh, and go to merge. Oh wow.
You can still see like there's still like something going on here, so you just take that threshold, dial it up a little bit until you make sure that that gets merged down. So not quite that high, since I can start to kill some of your detail.
I think 21 is looking pretty good. Wow, 21 actually gives it that curve right there, which is pretty perfect. So I'll just kind of click off here.
Cool.
So
now you should be able to grab that edge.
Okay, so I should be able to go here and go.
Okay, so it looks like the merge, we ended up merging a little bit too much. We got that triangle.
Okay,
so that's why it's not going all the way.
I'm gonna have to merge it again, aren't I? But I'm gonna go back.
Okay, so even if we don't merge that down, since that's going to be a weird quad there, it's going to end up giving us a little bit of trouble with the selection. So you might just have to like go ahead and merge with the 21 threshold, and then just go ahead and do the selection kind of by hand to get it to run all the way around.
Wait, I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? So am I gonna, so when I highlight everything again, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just go ahead and do that merge again.
Highlight, okay, let's go to edit mesh and merge.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna want to go to the 21 threshold.
Yeah, somewhere around there's fine.
Okay. So it gives me this triangle right here. And the reason why I was inserting edge loops is so I can get that indent.
Mm-hmm.
I have that, like these are okay, but I have some triangles here, as can be seen. And I still have this, it's kind of flat, it's not dipping or curving.
Yeah.
The way I want it to. So how would I then go about fixing
So
those?
for the triangles, I wouldn't worry about fixing those for the electroactivity. It's not really going to be worth it for what we're doing right now.
Okay.
In the future, what I would recommend is developing your edge flow a little bit differently. So more in line with that edge flow alphabet, where you take a cylinder and kind of lay it down, so then you get something like
Okay. So can I ask how? Oh yeah. So how did you go about making that? If you don't mind me asking, how did you?
So just started with the cylinder, right? And basically did the same thing you did where I started with the the base shape.
Yeah. Then you
Just made another cylinder. So just like the edge flow alphabet, where I take primitives to kind of shortcut some of the topology.
Yeah.
That's what I did here. So I
Okay.
take another cylinder, kind of size it to fit it where that divot lives.
Oh. Right.
and then delete everything from that cylinder that I don't need.
Okay.
All right, there's a lot going on there that's basically just rubbish.
Alright. I see.
Delete out the whole. And then here I combined it, ridged, beveled,
Okay.
and then from there, just like what you did, split it down so I just have that one piece.
Yeah, it's like 1/4.
Yeah, and then just duplicate it back out again.
Oh. Alright. Let me just see something here. No, let's not go there. Let's go here and just. Yeah, I might have to. Let me just. Click on you. Click on rotator cameras. Click on and you.
You again. All right. Out of your way this time. Nope. The entire rear end is pulled apart. Everything. All the way down to the single gear. I ordered all new seals and bearings.
Because it came apart.
What?
So it'll go back together.
Yep. I'm feeling pretty good. I ordered a new bearing kit for the differential. But after cleaning, as what happened was, as the drive shaft was apart, it fell back into the bearings. The seal was moving. So now there's chunks of metal in there. So I had to clean all that up. Because as soon as I pulled off the back end, I rolled it. It was like getting jammed up. I'm like, that's not good. That means that as this thing broke, maybe it jammed up that. So I just ordered parts. And I was like, okay, so I got $100 worth of bearings coming.
All right.
The axle bearing, so it's the axle, the swing arm bearing, one fell apart. So yeah, everything. I mean, you need to know how to pull that back end apart. So let me know. It's not too bad.
Did you take videos?
No.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, we got archive.
You're so old. You know, new age.
But,
These kids say video figure.
But so I've got so it's all pulled apart. I've cleaned out the pinion gear because I'm so glad that bearing's not bad.
Right.
It almost seems like that has been rebuilt. Those bearings look pretty nice.
Oh, really?
So I'm thinking that was rebuilt. But it needs new seals anyway. So I think I'm gonna replace the one bearing on the small outer cover. That one's probably gonna have to come out. One axle bearing that's bad, and then of course the two bearings up at the top of that. But the pinion's secure. I mean, that thing, I've watched the videos on how to get that out. There's like a nut, some crazy, you gotta buy $100 thing that goes down in there and backs out this nut that holds the bearing and the pinion in there. And once that comes out, you gotta press that bearing off of the pinion gear. Then there's another bearing at the end that's in the case with a little split ring. And the guy's like, pretty much what you have to do is drill into the casing below it, tap it out, and then when you put it in, he zip tied the spring, the ring, pushed it in, and then it clicks into place. And I was like, oh god, this is not bad, but it's real solid, so
That's good. Thank goodness.
yeah, I'll leave it alone until it's completely trashed, and then I'll have the extra bearings waiting if I ever need it. So everything should be
You got a
here.
whole bearing kit.
Bearing
It's all one
kit, seals.
Mhm.
Well, no, it's not all. I had to buy swing arm bearing kit, axle bearing kit, because the all balls one, of course, didn't have the bearings for the axle.
Oh.
Yes. I should have just went all cheap China bearing. But the difference is like $25 versus $55 from all balls. So I ended up going.
Depends on how long you're gonna keep it.
Yeah, I ended up going good bearings on the swing arm, good bearings on the internals and seals, and then I was so frustrated. I'm like, all balls are 38. These other ones are 25.
And one of those.
Those are for the axle.
Okay.
Those are easy to
So
change.
easy,
If I,
yeah.
if I ever need to do it again. But, yeah. But
Well, that's good news.
the whole thing is like, Christina came back. She's like, "Oh,
Looks like it's going together well.
what's going on?" And I've got like everything just
There we go.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Zip tie and bolts, so I know what's
So
going
they
on.
should realize that you need to go out and do that.
Yeah.
Because you have to shut it down.
Oh well, the gear oil, whatever was left in there,
Yeah.
that was almost
The
bubbling.
mud. Yeah.
Pours out. I had 2 big stains in my driveway. Pressure
That's
washer.
what we're about. I should change the gear.
There's so much. You can see something had gotten in there because there was pitting in the back. So that's why I think it might have been
Something else.
Yeah, it's either when it broke and it was running around, something was inside there.
Well, you tried to ride it up right on to the,
Yeah.
You tried to ride it.
You should see. You should see that. It is so destroyed. Like just shredded. It's just covered in plastic. It looks like it'd been on the bottom of the ocean
Oh my gosh.
for a while.
What is discovery? Look, we found
Yeah.
it. You can't tell what it is. It's all
As
rusty.
soon as I pull it out, all this gook just falls in, like falls down the shaft.
Well, see, that's the thing you don't realize. When they get mud, get stuff in the mud, you get muddy.
So, how does this look? Yeah. It was kind of. I should have done some things differently, but I think this
Well, they said that
kind
they'll
of
actually, one, if your
looks.
coaches aren't good,
Let's go
it'll
there.
suck.
Yeah, so I've got it in wireframe.
Well, they took mine too.
Cool. Make sure you get your bevels on it.
Oh yeah, no, I beveled. So that's why it kind of looks a little curved. Again, it's not perfect.
Just like again.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah. So right here.
And they
Is there a bevel in?
Oh, these edges?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's gonna be any edge that you could like run your thumb across.
I can't get mad.
Okay, so let me. I guess I could just bevel
She did the same
the
with
edges on the outside.
Yeah,
So it's that one, the inside, the bottom there, all those sharp corner edges. You're gonna want to bevel.
Oh my god.
All right
back.
then.
That's okay. What do we have the other way? Because the engine's up front. Yeah. We put the big tires up front.
There,
So
there,
it looks.
there,
It
So we're on?
looks like.
there.
Yeah, my parts will come in this weekend, so I'm hoping to take a day next week and try and get as much reassembly as possible.
Let me go.
I'm going to be spraying
there,
cleaner in to make sure all the bearings are clean. That's there. I'm going to put the seals out. So it's okay. Yeah, I should be. And then I'll have to clean the carburetor because it's been sitting. Battery, charge the battery, put the battery in. Should be ready to go. Hopefully it doesn't take gas, but if it does, I know exactly where it's coming from.
Right.
It's the fuel intake that has all that, and that's what had all the front end. So I'd clean the carburetor,
Okay.
and then it break a little bit out, and get jammed up in the needle, and flood, drip gas everywhere.
So the overflow.
Well,
It's got mud in it. And
well, no, the where the gas line goes in, there's a little right angle channel that was coated with ethanol deposits. So as I would clean everything out, and be like, hey, this is really good.
Yeah.
No, it was that sandy grit, that ethanol sandy grit. Yeah. So it would be all good, and I'd be like, okay, and run it.
Okay, I think this looks way better now. Yeah, this looks more picturesque. Let me just do that. So I could just screen capture this, correct?
So before you capture that, just strip off one of these bits to have next to it.
Okay, so let me go here, and let me go to. Ooh.
I've had to move it from
Does that mean I'm gonna have to like separate these?
No, you can just. I would just duplicate that. Slide
Oh,
over the duplicate,
okay,
just delete
okay.
everything that's not part of that.
Yeah. Okay, so let me hit. Yeah, so let me hit edit.
Well, it's either
Oh
the-
yes, right. What am I talking about? Just hit
is
the.
there should be a
Control
Sorry,
D.
shouldn't be getting anything through that.
Let's see. There we go. So now I can
So chances are it's either in
go
the pecon
here and
itself
just
and debris coming through, or it's right in that
click that.
stupid like mine.
Well, it's a terrible design. It doesn't even, gravity doesn't help.
Yeah.
You know,
So
that's usually, I've never had problems with bikes with gravity goes right from the tank down.
Yeah.
To the car. Yeah. It's always when they're doing something that's coming back up. That's what you do. Keep it locked. You get,
Oh, nice.
air, any
It's
kind of push.
I selected something that should not have been selected. So it's kind of just go in there.
Yeah.
Chainsaw. She's like, so you sure we're gonna? What's the chances of this not going? I said, well, I did cancel lunch.
All right, so there we go.
Cool. So both of those and the reference will after lunch dated. That's gonna be the second shot.
Yeah.
All right, let me go.
Yeah, I don't have enough.
Just kind of click here and just bring this.
I gotta be.
Just kind of just rotate it.
You're not there. We have 7 calls.
I should tell her. She'd be like, how about Andrew and I just go?
I just kind of
With the
and shift forward.
You can do it. All right, so we'll worry
And
about the
just screen capture.
Cool.
Okay.
You said you
Wonderful.
want to do it, right?
Yeah,
All right.
I do want to.
So let me
Yes.
let's see these things. I'll just go
Sounds
to
good. I'm happy for you.
desktop. Practice lecture activity 9 desktop, and I'll just see if it has that. Continue. I can now exit off. Okay, perfect.